Hello everyone, this is Godzilla Wolf 1, and I am back with another Baldur's Gate 3 live stream. I apologize for there not being one last. Hello everyone, this stuff just came up at the last minute, and I couldn't stream, and I do apologize for that, but we are back this week. Let me just message this out and set this up to work. Hi XX, glad you can make it. Just let me set this up as small as I can get it so that I can actually watch everything without it interfering, because I gotta do it this way because my virtual graphics card does not allow me to do things a certain way. Hi Trooper, glad you can make it. Just give me 1 second and then I will message all of this out. Okay. I'm on vacation, starts today. Oh, well, enjoy your vacation. Why is this annoying? Also, also a reminder, my Tales from My Mother's Childhood Volumes 1 and 2 are still available on Amazon if you want to check them out. Just doing that plug. If you want to check out the life and times of a girl growing up in 1950s Appalachia. Okay, that's it. That's done now, I believe. Okay. So we will start shortly. Also, my Spelljammer party did something did something cool in that when they had to deal. Wait, what's going on here? Why can't I see the? What's going on here? Okay, there we go. Sorry, YouTube is deciding to freak out for some reason. And not... Why is it doing this now? Come on, you stupid piece of... Okay, open panel. Do I have to reset the whole page? Because I have to do this in a really awkward way, because that's just the way this... Okay, there we go. That's back to normal. Okay. You guys are going to be up there. And we can get this started and return to... Oh, right. One more thing I got to do. Where is that? Hey, Holy Cross, glad you can make it. Okay, so continue. Now, we're kind of in an awkward spot where I just burned through a lot of stuff to deal with a fight that I probably shouldn't have because now I got an entire dungeon to do. Last time we escaped the Mind Flayer ship, got to meet up with most of the party we have access to now. We won't be able to access the Barbarian until, or Warlock until later. There are mods that remove the the 4-member party limit. Okay, everyone's health is okay. My concern is... Okay, I've still got all my spells, so I can... Oh, right, I don't have any healing spells. Oh, yeah, I do. No, I do not have healing spells. Or do I? No, I do not have healing spells, so we're kind of in a bit of a situation, because she is out of spell slots, which is our cleric is out of spell slots, so that is a issue. Also, hopefully I will be able to do things now. Okay. Whatever.
What to do?
Okay. Yeah, like, if you guys are fine with me and because I can actually use mods. I am capable of using mods. Oh, right, I can actually do that. Okay, so the thing you gotta realize is my... Okay, drow poison. Oh, gold and gold. That could all be rather useful, so I'll take that. So we got... These are a bunch of, like, bandits who are willing to kill us for no real good reason. And we ended up having to kill. Yeah, that. And the poison could be very useful. Don't really need the dagger. Ooh, trap disarm kit. Definitely want that. Especially because I'm kind of the one who's going to have to be disarming traps. Okay, quarterstaff and simple robes. Okay, nothing really in there. So if you guys want me to install that mod, I can. It won't. It will make the game somewhat less balanced, because the game is obviously balanced for 4 people. But there's another mod that balances it properly for multiple. Okay, I'm curious now. Can I put on the hat? Yes, I can. Unfortunately, it does not fit my head very well. It is way too large for me to wear, which is unfortunate. Okay, that is a short sword. We currently are using a rapier. Okay, so what weapon did this guy have? Okay, I remember. Really nothing worth having there. Okay, so now we got the dungeon to explore. Okay, that bow is... Okay, this is the person that had the poison. Okay, so let's examine... Okay, looter's trunk, okay. I will take that. And cup, plate, glass chalice. Really nothing. supply pack. That could be useful. But yeah, I mentioned it that my... Oh, yeah, that's for the thing. I mentioned that my party in Spelljammer did something cool. So they were being chased by their current big bad, who is a member of this evil alien empire of elves that are looting planets and stuff. They're kind of working their way up the ladder of the enemy's ranks to get to try to make their way up to the top and stop the invasion.
Only dust and silence.
Who are those prayers for? Normally the patron god is Orpheus. Not here.
I do like that interaction, that this is an old temple and it's normally obvious what god is being worshipped, but not here, which is kind of interesting.
Step carefully. There's a trap.
Okay, good thing I have a lot of methods to... So I can handle the rogue stuff, fortunately. But it doesn't seem like there's anything up here except for the... Oh, there's a door. And despite having a thieves' tool inside a hand, I can't do anything with that, so... Guess there's nothing else in this room of value. So let's leave. And this is a plot necessary dungeon. So... Okay, so anything in here worth looking at? Well, I can link this up. But basically they were being chased by this guy who basically views chasing them as a engaging hunt he's involved in. Like, this is the guy that regularly just kills innocent people because they just happen to have escaped a planet that this group killed, and they don't want that information getting out. Okay, so head down here. And nothing really in these. Curse of the Vampire and the Unclaimed. Actually, let me move this over here so I can actually read. An ancient text written on dry, cracking paper. Its cover is inscribed with every holy symbol you've ever seen, and some you haven't. The Unclaimed, the sturdy-bound story of a cleric of Shar whose soul was never claimed from the City of Judgment. Okay, that is actually interesting. And I can at least sell... I don't think I can learn anything from them. Oh, I can, actually. Okay, I'm gonna have to move this. I don't know why that happened. Okay, read. Okay, this is gonna be awkward because I can't actually move this. Okay, it's actually gonna be too difficult for me to... Okay, no, actually there's only one page. Okay, it seems like there's only one page. Yeah, there's only one page here. Okay. Because nothing else is causing, and that just closes it out. Okay, so that's actually usable. Unless I can... Okay, so... Hearken close and beware the vampire, beware its cold beauty, beware its charm, beware its curse, above all, beware the pale noble, for the vampire cannot bear to be of the common folk. How doth one protect from the beast? Walk not on blackest night, for the vampire love these nights more than any other. If you must do so, by the light of our moon, and take care. Carry the blessings and marks of your God at all times, but remember, your home is your fortress, if protected well. If you hear a knock at night, be wary. Let no stranger into your home. If it is a friend, look upon them. Do you find them pallid and wan? Do you see any mark upon their necks? See any dirt upon their clothes? Unless their need is great, turn away, but the most trusted. And if the beast finds a way into your home, flee. Leave love and family behind. If you will not save them, if you fight, you will not see them again, but they will see you, pale and smiling, calling them into the night. Well, that is creepy. Of course, in this universe, vampires are just a thing that exists. like in D&D, in the Forgotten Realms, like vampires are just a thing that exists, and you have to deal with it. Just like zombies, werewolves, and half a dozen other things. In life, her service had been impeccable. Daily did she devote herself to the Lady of Loss. Daily did she free herself from the tyranny of memory. All in time was lost to her, her relations, her preferences, and even her own name. Her altar of her devotion placed she the ultimate offering, her emptied mind. When she died, when she awoke in death and found herself standing in the pale and faded city of judgment, she waited for the Lady of Loss to retrieve her. A million souls and more passed in her colorless gusts, but no hand materialized in her hand, no voice whispered instructions in her ear, no guidance pre-offered itself from the bleached and barren sky. Time immaterial, time passed around her like air. Air coming and going, and still the goddess did not come for her devotee. Kellamore pitied her as much as the Lord of the Dead is able, but could not intervene, for this Claria, the Lady of Loss, unclaimed despite her worthiness, might yet have one more lesson to learn, not forgetting, but not being forgotten. Okay, that is interesting. Lore. As this is D&D, and there is a lot of lore in D&D. Also, that is very interesting, given other things involving this, and these books are decently valuable. Okay, more copies of The Unclaimed, which actually is a decently valuable book from the looks of it. I don't think looking at the additional copies actually does anything. No. Okay, so just stuff I can sell later. Which I am sure that people will be like spreading knowledge is definitely a good thing. Like, one thing I will complain about that's kind of annoying is just the fact that due to Shadowheart being the cleric, and being probably, like, the rest of the party you can trade around as you see fit, but most people think that Shadowheart has one of the best stories in the game, so no one's going to not have her on their team, so playing a cleric in this game is kind of difficult. Death is too powerful a force for even a single god to contain. It is a duty that has been passed from hand to hand, splintered into smaller pieces, disease, war, funeral rites, but there must always be an overseer of the cycle as life falls away. For countless aeons it was Jurgal, the lord of the end of everything, presided over mortality with his unblinking stare, until even he grew weary. Young Vale, Bane, and Markul must have thought themselves conquerors when they came for the god of death, yet he uses their ambitions to free himself. Markul claimed primacy over death from Jurgal's bargain, but even he does not rule death alone. What is murder, if not the most violent of deaths, seized by Vol in his incessant greed? What need would there be for noble Kalimvor to judge passing of souls if one deity could hold the process entire? Even gods can die. Those who worship death should remember that above all else. Those who, in Ravenloft, killing anything with pointy teeth is an oppression. It's self-preservation. Yeah, I do feel like if a player wants to play a race that would normally have run into problems within Ravenloft, you can make it work by forcing them to have to hide it. Like, I feel like you can, you can make that work if you make it clear they're going to have to conceal it from the NPCs. Okay, here's a new one. Oh, wait. What is this called? The Mortal View Eyewitness Accounts of the Balespawn Crisis. This mass-produced book has a cheap imitation of Baal's symbols stamped onto the cover. Oh, this one actually has more pages. That's actually somewhat problematic for me. The guild seal on the inside of the cover belongs to the printmaking collective in Baldur's Gate. Of course I remember. I knew that second girl was walking... the second that girl was walking that she'd be trouble. Little thief, always in everyone's business, and the ward of Gorion went right along with her. No surprise a wicked god's blood was running in their veins, an honest Candlekeep. Sarablock and his lot are always the first ones to come to mind. You know, this all started with a bit of iron in Noshkel. Everyone thought their weapons would rot in their hands. Back then, I thought that the problem was bad trade. Never took the man for a son of Baal. A main mercenary interviewed on his deathbed. You dare speak that name to me? My mistress was turned to ash fighting one of those forsaken wretches. I curse Baal, I curse Arankius, and I curse you, hostile vampire. Alkalpa slums. You know that people are... You know that something is bad when even vampires despise it. If I'm not mistaken, this also references previous Baldur's Gate games, because I think the Baalspawn had something to do with that. Then again, Baal is the god of murder, so no wonder that his offspring are nasty. The five tore Tethar into pieces. I don't think anyone expected more Baalspawn showing up would fix the war that a pack of them started. Then again, they were all inclined to killing each other. Good riddance. Here's hoping every last one of them... This over here has been wiped off the face of Faerun. Cherish merchant retired. I'm not authorized to be talking about any murder with someone like you. Take it up with the seat tower if you want to argue. But honestly, who cares if a Baalspawn got stuck in them? Their father's the killing type, after all. Flaming Fist, Gauntlet, Baldur's Gate. Several hundred more interviews follow, most of them terse. Okay. Oh, there's more. Oh, no, there's not. Okay. Okay, and... Actually, let me look at the other ones I just got, because I didn't actually see what the covers say. The spine of this heavy black book is inked with a chain of silver skulls. Okay, I already read that one. Okay. That is the same one. I'm taking these because the books are actually valuable, and I'm not a knowledge cleric, but they are useful. But I think knowledge cleric was an option. It's an option coming out. It's an option being updated in the next book being released. I know that. Okay, let's examine this.
You do not recognize the language on the plaque.
Let's see if anyone else in the party does.
You do not recognize the language on the plaque.
Which was the first game? Is that you're a spellspawn yourself?
You do not recognize the language on the plaque.
Okay, let's see if anyone in the party recognizes the language.
You do not recognize the language on the plaque. You do not recognize the language.
Okay, and I don't believe any of us has comprehend languages in our... I have speak to animals, which is, you know, useful, but not... I don't think she has it. Well, even if... Well, okay. Comprehend languages... Okay, she can use Disguise Self as a ritual. Okay, Disguise Self is a ritual in this game. I did not know that, actually.
Ready and willing.
Okay, so he gets a. He's now got a spell slot back. So
Alright,
that's useful.
what now?
Pine Coast. Pine Coast coats the pages of this other book. Beneath the bone white painted honey of short obituaries are in tiny script. Gremmel, Tipple, Illuminator, Drowning, Ivan, Arkansas, Ogma, Internal Rot, Devlin, Stoots, Celine, Fever. That's interesting. Let us light the room
I'll
up.
give it a shot. That might be worth a look.
Pull the lever. Okay, is this useful? Actually, I think that's actually useful to Gale because he's the wizard.
Still alive, so that's progress.
Okay, so that opened another door, obviously. Okay, but yeah, I'm aware that there is a similar thing with one of the characters in this game. Okay, so that where am I going? Okay, so this room's now open. Also, I'm going to save because I have not actually saved for a while. Okay, anything else in this room?
Let's see what this does.
Okay, cutscene no, not cutscene. Okay. Okay, so still working on that. Oh, okay, there's new information here. Find a way to remove the Mind Flayer parasite. There could be several ways to get rid of the parasite. Lae'zel, the Githyanki who helped us escape the Nautiloid, thinks finding a Githyanki creche could be our best solution. There's a healer in Natalie in a camp nearby. Maybe she can help. We've escaped. Okay, so that's the first thing. Investigate the... Okay, we met some bandits in the ruins nearby. They're trying to break into a crypt with no success. Whatever they're after is probably still inside. The strange door led us deep into the ruins. Okay, so they are bandits. That's confirmation they're bandits. There are bound to be some interesting artifacts down here. Find a way into the abandoned ruins. Okay, so... Shadowheart needs to reach Baldur's Gate to fulfill a mission for her goddess, though the details of that mission are a mystery. Recruited a half-elf named Shadowheart. She was also on board the Nautiloid, infected with the parasite. Yankee warrior Lae'zel has joined our party and promised we could be cleansed of our parasites in a Githyanki cache. A tiefling named Zoro Yu has seen other Githyanki. We should find him and ask him what he knows. We met a strange elf who has been infected with a parasite. He was hostile at first, but agreed to join us when we learned we are infected too. A wizard named Gale joined the party. He claims to have been on the Nautiloid, which means he is infected too. Okay, and these are missions that we've already completed. Oh, wait, there's other stuff in the journal. Okay. You were raised in a family among social elite, accustomed to power and privilege. Accumulating renown and wealth will raise your status. You have spent your entire life in service to a temple, learning sacred rites, and providing sacrifices to the god or gods you worship. Serving gods, discovering sacred works will guide your greatness. You are curious and well-read, Sage. You are curious and well-read with an unending thirst for knowledge. Learning about the rare lore of this world will inspire you to put this knowledge to greater use. You train in the battlefield and have served in a militia, mercenary company, and offer corps shows smart tactics and bravery on the field to enhance your palace. Okay, so that is all of that. I'm going to try to keep the map up there. Keep the thing up there. Yes. Chest over here.
This place wasn't built for the living.
Scroll of protection from good and evil. That's actually really useful. I'm not sure if Gale can actually learn that spell though. Like, I'm not sure if that's on his ability to learn. Okay, that is a locked door. So we have a heavy oak door we can go through, or the actually that is literally the only thing we can go through. Silver band. Cachet emeralds are embedded in this heavy silver ring. Okay, doesn't look like anything else is in here. But back to Spelljammer. My party in Spelljammer was... Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. This is something I distinctly remember, and yeah, I'm saving before we go in there. I did not have a good time when I went in here on my own playthrough, so we are saving immediately before we go in here, because this could be incredibly bad. Okay. Thank you. Gonna disarm this. Okay, 19. Yeah, because...
Watch how you go. There's a trap.
Yeah, good. Okay, good thing they... Okay, so... Disarm. And because this could be very important, we're going to use guidance just in case. Okay. Armed it anyway. Because the first time I was here, the character did fail the perception check. I tried to open the sarcophagus, and I died. A lot.
Step carefully. There's a trap.
Yeah, this room is just full of traps. I think I get experience for disarming traps. I think.
Be wary. This place is trapped.
Okay, going to continue disarming these. Thankfully, I have all these. Thankfully, my character is good at sleight of hand, which was almost like I did that on purpose, because... Gargoyle head. Greater toughness, resistances to pretty much everything. So these can be destroyed.
Step carefully. There's a trap.
Yep, I am disabling all of these. Okay, good. I had the proficiencies and dexterity to actually successfully disarm that. I mean, I'm pretty sure I would not have died if... I don't know if the trap would have gone off if I failed the check.
Trap. This place is more dangerous than I thought.
Yeah, there's like a ton of traps in here. Like, this is almost Tomb of Annihilation levels of traps. Okay, is this gonna explode in my face or something? Fortunately, no. Okay, I can just... Okay, it just created the grease effect. Just need to be careful about that. That's...
Trap. Be cautious.
Probably have added guidance back. And that is a natural one. If this was Tomb of Annihilation, then the traps would be built around misdirection and using typical adventure conventions against you. Yeah, that is true. My Eva Bruin party is presently going through one of Asirak's tombs, which is not one of the... Which is fortunately not the Tomb of Annihilation or Tomb of Horrors, so it's not one of his A-game tombs. But it's still, every single room is just composed almost entirely of traps. Okay, good. It did not actually go off in my face. So I can just, kind of keep trying to disarm it. Some traps do seem to go off on their own. So... I'm just wanting to disable all of the traps before doing anything. Yeah, this room is one of those rooms that the first time I came through here, I just got completely like, I set off all the traps, and I died very badly. So... Okay. Ooh, a trident. That could be useful. Though... Let's give that to Yetlazel, because she can probably make better usage of it.
Strange coin. I wonder what it's worth.
Noble for sale, acquire a soul coin. Okay. Soul coins, which I believe contain the... Okay, studded shield. That actually could be very useful. I think I can actually use that. Don't want to take the skull. I will take this ring. Okay. So, inventory. I have a shield, but it only really pops up when I'm using my... Okay, so she's currently using her greatsword. Unfortunately, the trident has the versatile property, so it can be used in two hands. But I think her longsword is better, just overall, than the trident. So it looks like she gets the same amount from it. It can just be thrown. So that's useful. Also, this is a greatsword. Like, that is very clearly a greatsword, not a longsword.
Worth examining.
Like, model-wise. That actually is a historical-looking greatsword, by the way. Encounter straight-up no-frills combat encounter in a Tomb of Horrors, then for players it's a decoy because the DM isn't playing it right. Yeah, so far my party in the Eva Rune party has not run into that. Okay, what armor do you have? Equipped. Okay, she's not proficient in heavy armor, so... Well, Morning Star, though. Okay, that's actually an upgrade. That is actually an upgrade over what she has. I am going to take that, but can't really use it. Because I don't believe... Because I'm this...
Just check for anything useful.
Ooh, okay, dagger. Oh, spear. When the spear misses its target, the wielder's next attack roll against that target gains True Strike. Okay, that's actually a really nice weapon. Honestly, that might be a better weapon for her. Let me actually check
No one
with
stopped me yet.
me. Okay, so there is a key, which is definitely useful. Okay, actually, I'm not strong. Time is dampened the spear's sheen, but the center glows a faint blue. The magic it eludes feels old, terrible, and divine. Seer is given to its previous owner for his unerring loyalty, even after death. Okay. Thing is, this is a strength-based weapon, and I actually have to check my okay. Her strength and dex are identical, actually, so she'd actually be good with either the spear or the Morning Star.
With the weave.
He's the wizard. He obviously is not going to be all that useful. She's the big girl. Let's actually have her check out the tomb and see how. Gotta move stuff over here because of that. Okay, slightly less damage. Like very slightly less damage because it's a D8 versus a. Okay, she's really gonna. No, it's a D8 if she wields it in two hands. That said, that proficient, but yeah, she's definitely not getting as much as. Okay, so Shadowheart's probably the best one to have this. Oh wait, the tenacity. When you miss an attack, deal 1 bludgeoning damage anyway. Let's actually, yeah, let's give her the sweet. Okay, so she can still use her. Can she not use her shield with her spear? Okay, so yeah, she can't. She does use the spear and shield together. Okay, that's good.
Can't give up now.
I think that's everything of use in here. So let's head back.
Over, then through.
I think that this is what the key goes to. Okay, no, it does not. That key has to go to something. Oh, probably to this door. Actually, let's go to this first because we want to go around the. Oh wait, who has the? Did we even get the key out of the dang
What's in here?
sarcophagus? I might not have, actually. I did not. Okay, so apparently that is not the door this goes to, so it's probably this one out here. If Gale fell in Greece, he'll catch up with us. Like, we can't also just, you know, break the door down. That is a thing we could potentially do. Okay.
No traps, please.
Armed scribes, but no sign of a struggle.
I wonder what was so subversive about their words that they commanded protection.
Let's give that to Gale, because he can use it. Yeah, we will sell a lot of this stuff once we get to another... Okay, anything else here? Ooh, key. Yeah, but it isn't a real D&D game, as you'd have merchants not wanting to buy random junk they're unlikely to resell. Depends on the DM. Like, genuinely depends on the DM.
I didn't think anyone worshipped the
Okay, I
scribe of the dead.
didn't think in the worship the scribe of the dead.
Something the matter?
Okay, actually, I can journal dialogue. Unfortunately, it does not give me that. Okay, there is a button. And, of course, the undead in the room decide to rise from their graves now. Because that is just what undead have a habit of doing. Okay.
Something just
So,
woke up down here.
Let them come. The darkness can be to our advantage.
okay. Bonus action. Okay, I can flourish. But okay, so that is really all I can do. I do want to try to kill this thing before it gets to me.
Can't give up. Not now.
Okay, so she has no actual...
On the move. Taking position.
Okay, as much as I would like to finish that guy off, kinda do need to try to break his concentration if possible. Don't really have any options for blasting, at least not at present. Okay, got a nat 1. That was what I wanted. Okay, and
Battle of wits.
Got to focus.
okay, does she have a bonus action she can do to attack? No. Okay, she's back to full health now. Okay, so
Can't slow down.
Swords meet sorcery.
okay, so okay, any bonus actions I have? No.
On I go.
Okay, and okay, still managed to do that. Okay. That was the right decision. Okay.
Make way.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Why do they keep spamming silence? It's not really helping them that much. Okay, well...
Have to keep going.
Okay, I don't think I can manage either of those, so...
Creator, destroyer. May it please, Mistra.
And none of his spells can... Okay, I can actually move back a couple feet to not be silenced. And that takes care of that.
I'm ready. Got to press on.
Okay. Actions. I'm actually curious. Yeah, there's not really any reason to do that, but I could have done that earlier, and that might have been a better idea. Okay, there.
Even after death.
Fools. Rising from the dead just to protect some dusty old baubles.
And I already checked all of their items, unless that warrior had some. Where did the warrior die actually? He was over here.
What's inside? Don't miss the step.
Dang it. Okay. Scimitar. Still gonna take it because it can still be useful. That actually went surprisingly well. Then again, the first time I did this, came through here, I did not actually have access to... Is there anything back here?
A lot of effort to hide one sarcophagus.
Okay. You found a large sarcophagus hidden in the ruins. Who lies within? First off, let's look at everything else in the room. Ooh. Amulet of Lost Voices. Lets you count speak with dead. Ooh, nice. The dead hold no secrets from Jurgil's Scrivers of Doom. Okay, I'm actually going to take that. Speak with Dead is honestly really useful, and having access to a thing that lets me do it at will, even more so. Okay, let's open the sarcophagus. And say hello to this guy. Honestly looks really cool. So which version of Secret Dead
He
is
has
it?
spoken, and so thou standest before me, right as always. What a
So which
curious way
version
to awake.
of Speak with Dead is reanimating a
Now,
victim's brain or calling
I
forth
have
their
a
spirits which can
question
remind
for
you?
thee. What is the worth of a single mortal's life?
Ooh, this actually is an interesting question. Withers, have a question for thee. What is the worth of a single mortal's life? Uh, is a lich run? Like that would like honestly a. Well, actually, here's okay. You can attack, but I think my character would know. Yeah, if this is a lich, she's outside of our pay grade.
Because that
And
would
peaceful
be
undead. Why aren't you attacking me?
senseless. Wilt thou answer my question? So, I ask again, what is the worth
Ask
of a
away.
single mortal life?
What is the worth of a single mortal life? No one's life is worth more than any other. We are all equal. That depends on the person's deeds. Life only value is as currency. Doesn't matter to me otherwise. Each life is of infinite value and merit, sacrificing everything for. The only life that matters is mine. Depends on the mortal. Um. Hmm. Okay, so Ariet. I cannot remember the name of my own character. Actually, wait. I can. Dialogue history. Yeah, Ariet Dawnbreaker. Um, Infinite Veil. Infinite Value. Yeah. Okay. Is that what my character would answer though? I think so, actually. Because she's the like Robin Hood style, like noble who, and I just know like who highlights as sort of a vigilante hero. So that would work. Though I'm also playing her as someone who's willing to kill. So, but yeah, like that does seem in character for her. So each life is only battling her. So I
And
can see.
thus, balance is achieved. If all are at war, none can win. Very well. I am satisfied. We have met, and I know thy face. We will see each other again at the proper time and place. Farewell.
And he just like walks back. He just like walks away. Let's see. Does anyone in the party have anything to
Speak.
say about that happening?
Something the matter?
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Hello, Riley. What are you doing? You being cute?
Parchment and bone dust. Still comforting
Anything else in
as
this room?
last time.
Riley, she's rubbing against my leg and wanting me to pet her. Like, okay, so let's actually go over here, though I don't think there's anything over here. Well, okay, yeah, there is actually some.
What a mess the ages.
Here we go.
Oh, wait, there's somewhere we have not actually gone. So. Also, we have Scrolls of Revivify just in case, though. There is something you can do that I'm tempted about. I'm tempted about doing. I think we got the key to unlock this door back here. If not, we can technically just, bust the door down. Okay, no, it opens. Which just brings us right back out here. So now there's a second entrance and exit to the place. Riley is now sitting next to me, being adorable, because that is her nature as a cat. I wish Tabaxi were playable in this game. Like, I genuinely do kind of wish that Tabaxi were playable race, because I like the Tabaxi. It just kind of makes me a little... One thing I don't like about this game is just it's all mostly humanoid races and then the Dragonborn. And that's all you get. And they didn't add any additional races in post-production. So, okay, so this puts us up here. Okay, so after that dungeon crawl, I think we can take, we can... use dig on the dirt now. Ray of Frost and gold. Okay. And let's look at the map. Okay, so we probably want to head up this way now, because I think we've explored nearly everything on this area. But oh yeah, back to Spelljammer. Yeah, my party was dealing with actually, yeah, we've burned up most of our spell slots and stuff, so we need to take a long rest. So let's see if anyone else is feeling more talkative.
So,
on the second off.
Not a tentacle to be seen.
I'm hoping it'll stay that way.
Naturally. But I was thinking, what if it doesn't? Of course, first sign of change, and I'll have to stop that pretty little heart of yours. I am open to suggestions. Knives, poison, strangulation, whatever you'd prefer.
I'd prefer not to die, but that is still an issue. But poison sounds
Fine
nice.
choice. I can think of some nightshades that are deliciously fatal. If they're mixed well, you'll just close your eyes and drift away. And if they're not, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is all a worst-case scenario, obviously.
Usually I should feel you.
Oh, my dear. I'd like to see you try. Now, let's get some rest. The sooner we start tomorrow, the better our chances of keeping this.
So that was genuinely a question on her part. Like how, like I told you how I would like to die if it came to it. But what about you? But apparently he does not care. Great General die combined with equipment. Okay, that is something I want to keep in mind for later. Let's talk Shadowheart.
I couldn't help but overhear. Well, alright, I could have helped, but didn't. Anyway, I feel the same. Other than the occasional mental exchange, it's almost as if we're not infected. The voice on the ship told me I'd become a beautiful weapon. What do you think it meant?
Okay, anything's possible, but we still need to find a healer. Sounds like it had plans for us. Who knows, it could have been a hallucination. I'm just glad we're still alive. Maybe it's a compliment. I'm going to go with sounds like it had plans for us.
Whatever they were, those plans were interrupted by the dragons. Either way, we can't take the lack of symptoms for granted. We have to find a healer. Well, I've said my piece. Get some rest.
Where is... Okay, there's Withers. Now, the interesting thing with... Now, yeah, nothing good. Yeah. The interesting thing is... Okay, there's an interesting thing, but first I want to talk to Gale. And his mirror image. Where am I? Okay, there I am. I actually did not get this my first go around, so I'm actually interested.
Be with you in a moment.
Neat trick.
Not a trick, my friend. Magic. Be that as it may. Ceramorphosis. What does it make you think of?
First and foremost, what does it make you think? First and foremost, that a tadpole until recent. That's an overcomplicated use of a mirror. Yeah, it is. Until quite recently, nothing at all. If you're about to start a lecture, I'm not interested. Let's go with this. First and foremost, that tadpole.
Spot on. Day 1, fever and memory loss. Day 2, hallucinations and graying skin. Day 3, hair loss and blood leaking from all orifices. Need to go on?
Let's just nod.
Day 4, excruciating pain as the skeleton and organs reform and reposition. Day 5, the host personality has disappeared. Fingers and toes elongate. I take it you get the picture?
I do, but you might as well finish the picture.
Day 6, the flesh around the mouth splits to make way for tentacles. Day 7, a mind flayer is born. This is the abridged version, of course.
The version was more than vivid for my taste. We should be having a fever by now. Graying skin even. Just wrap this up. Yeah, that we should be having a fever by now. Graying skin even.
Spot on again. orifices remain blissfully unblooded, our heads remain clear, and our blood temperature normal. Any expert will agree this is abnormal.
Long live the abnormal. Can you explain why the symptoms aren't showing? What makes you the expert? I'm going to go with long live the abnormal because that sounds like a bit of a witty banter thing she might do.
I'll toast to that. The pragmatic in me, however, sees only the silence before the storm. Something to sleep on. We should get some rest.
Okay, so where is our Githyanki? Okay, there she is.
Abominations grow inside us. Our bones should ache. Our mouths should bleed. Yet we thrive. It is madness. Keep your rest short. Time is not our ally.
Okay, she's still not very open to talking with us. But now we have one more character to talk to before our characters try to sleep, and that is Withers. Because he is actually very interesting.
We meet again, as predicted. I shall be here in thy camp for whenever thou hast need of my services.
Not to be rude, but what are you? What kind of services can a skeleton offer? Care to explain why you're helping me? I prefer you leave. Let's go with this.
There are many answers to that question.
Not to be rude, but what are you?
None are important.
Skeletons aren't supposed to be able to talk. You're going to explain further? No. What kind of services can a skeleton offer?
Threads between life and death. Should thou or any of thy compatriots perish, I will cleave soul to body once more.
Yeah, so he's basically our resurrection. Magic. We have this is how our explanation of how we're able to resurrect party members. That's incredibly powerful magic. Why is it so easy for you?
Because it is my calling. There is little else to explain.
Yeah, okay, so here's the interesting thing is we can respec our character whenever we want for 100 gold. So we can not only respec our main character, which is, you know, Aorta here. Or Aorta, or however, I forget how to pronounce my character's name. Not just her, but any of the party members. So a common one is to respec Shadowheart into a life cleric. That is the normal one. But like that's the most common one you see people do. But like you can respec any of the characters you want. But I don't really want to do that when it comes to the origin characters, at least not yet. Like, at least not on this playthrough. But you can do that and, you know, rework them however you see fit. Honestly, Lizelle kind of strikes me more as a barbarian than a fighter in terms of her personality, but whatever. And so far I've not had much problems with being a ranger, so I'm not going to do that at the moment. But it is an option. Okay, but no one's dead. Helpful, but no one's dead on my side at the moment.
Farewell.
So yeah, I can use that to change my. That does nothing, but it is useful. Also, there's one other thing in camp I want to find. Because Tile stain tiles. Where is it? Yeah, what is over here also? Okay, here it is. This is what I was looking for. So, here's the thing. Between Withers and what I'm about to show you, I could theoretically do something. Because here's the thing. If you want to change your character's appearance or anything about them for whatever reason, you can. So, like, you can just completely remake your character over here. Which is nice. So, so theoretically, if she were to die, ART were to die, can I just call her Dawnbreaker because I can remember that? I could just completely pretend I made a new character, but I don't think that really works. And we can also change her makeup if we want to, which might honestly not be the worst thing to do because she's meant to be a noble, so she might change up her makeup every now and then. But yeah, this is a thing you can do. You can change your character to whatever you feel like. Also, I need to check something. Okay, it's actually going to rain where I am. But yeah, that's what I wanted to check. So that was added in a later edition. You can change your character's appearance however you feel like. But let's just go to, let's... Okay. Long rest. Let's try to use these. Okay, we don't have enough for that. It would be better off to just use a pile of camp supplies. And he is sneaking around a bit. Okay, so... let's see if there's any new dialogue.
Yes?
Speak.
Okay, doesn't look like there's any new dialogue we had, so let's leave camp and continue the adventure, shall we? But yeah, my Spelljammer party, like I was saying before, I keep forgetting to elaborate. My Spelljammer party was fleeing from their big bad, who was hunting them, and their big bad sent a solar dragon after him because the Astral Elves have a similar relationship with solar dragons that the Spanky have with red dragons, where they have this sort of symbiotic relationship with them, that a solar dragon will work with a astral elf. The elf dude came to chat with you when you lay down in your sleep. I think that that might happen later. Okay, so just making sure I have explored the entire map that is available. Looks like it. There's two different ways to go, though. I might want to actually go that way. So, before we go up that way, let's actually head this way. As there's some stuff over here we might not have seen. Okay, yeah, that is just literally the same thing. So let us continue onwards. And we got an autosave, which is always nice.
Open the bloody gate!
Nobody gets in! Zevlor's orders!
That pack of goblins will be on us any second!
What's going on?
Goblins are on our tail! Open the gate, Zevlor, now!
You let goblins here? Where is the druid?
Please! There's no time!
And as per usual with adventurers, we just wander right into the situation. I kind of wish that there was an option that if you're a barbarian to rush in and lift up the gate.
Damnable roach! Provoke the blade and suffer its sting.
Yeah, we have just waltzed into a situation here. Island Tracker used a range attack on Gale. Yeah, let's do that. We ended up pretty low on initiative, honestly. Okay, so these guys up here are a problem, but they're not the direct threat to the civilians. So I'm going to... Honestly, I think this is the biggest problem. And I don't really have anything I can use as a bonus action. Let's see how far she can. So. Nah, I won't do that yet. That was kind of a waste of an action, but whatever. Save everyone you can. That was my plan, honestly. Okay, so Shadowheart, get over here. Okay, who here is the biggest threat? Honestly, it would appear the goblins. Everyone else's health seems to be decent at the moment, but the bugbear seems to be the big threat. So... Let's deal with him. Or at least try to provoke him into coming after us instead. But I feel like Lae'zel can handle the goblins up there decently fine. Actually, let's see if I can finish this wall off. No. Okay. Yeah, she can handle that up there. Okay, actually, let's see. Okay, no, that will just... let's use our This thing's almost dead. Let's see if I can get lucky and kill this thing. Unfortunately, no. Yeah, you know what? Okay, let's just slash this thing then. Gnolls are animalistic hunger on two legs. Orcs are conquerors. Kobolds are schizophants. Goblins are goblins. What's the bugbear's deal? That's a good question. I'm going to get into melee range to try to provide some assistance. Even if it's just as a meat shield. Okay, if I so much as land this combo stream. Yeah. Let's do this. At least do some damage to you. Okay, that's another one down. Another one down. Another one down. Another one bites the dust. Okay. The goblin had a family. I don't really, like, they're raider goblins, so... Dude, no offense, the sand thing is kind of getting on my nerves a little bit.
Talk to me. Onward.
Okay, is anyone actually currently in danger of death? Does not look like it. Will is injured, but not really close to death. Lizelle has not taken a single bit of damage. Yeah, it more kind of felt like you were trying to guilt trip me a little bit. No, I understand that. That was not your intent. Yeah, let's use Lacerate. You know what? Action Surge, we're going to finish this off. Well, you know, okay. Mage Hand. At no point in not finishing the dang thing off.
On the move.
Yeah, I know that was not your intent, but it kind of felt like it, so, but no problem. I understand. Just... Okay, so he's still alive. I might need to do some healing here. Yeah, do I have any bonus actions? No.
Concentrate. This'll dampen the pain. Take your...
Okay, you're now not in as much danger of death. I don't think there's anything else to do on that turn. Okay, Goblin is gone, and we leveled up!
That was the
Yay!
last of them. Inside! All of you! More may follow! Open the gate! Damn.
And we did not lose a single person. Wonder what's here, what they wanted here. Other than bloodshed.
A taste of goblins to come, I fear. Must be a horde nearby.
Goblin Scimitar. But yeah, we managed to kill them without a single person. Her god of bugbears and Tiamat were made of minions of Bane during 4E. They broke free of Bane's grip in 5E. It's safe to say that Bane has made even more enemies among the gods. Yes, that is very true. Ooh, Gloves of Power. Absolute Bane on a hit with a weapon attack, possibly a 1d4, negative 1d4. Okay, that is actually really good. And honestly fits me very well. Let me move this over. Okay, so this does more or less exactly what my shield already does. I'm still going to take it because it is sellable. Okay, javelins. But yeah, we didn't let a single person die. Loot the bodies, yeah. Scroll of Grease, that could be useful. Even if I don't use any of this, with tendon and sinew, cling to the animal skull, lash atop the staff, which... We did not kill let a single person die. I am actually very pleased with that.
Something good here, I hope.
Ooh, is this better than my bow is? Hinge from rough cuts and a bunch of stinking sinew. I mean, it doesn't... I think my bow is still better than that one. Yeah, my bow is superior, but it's still it's still something I can sell. Like, there's literally no difference between the two bows. I want to get a long bow at some point.
Moving in.
Okay, Bullywig Trumpet can be used for things. Goblin Bow, same as all the others. There's another one. But this is something I am happy about, that I managed to get through that without a single person dying. Because the first time actually was the complete opposite. The first time I went through this, they all died. I ended up having to bring Will back to life with one of my scrolls of Revivify. Part of that was that I actually came in over here the other time, I think. Which left me further away from the goblins, so I just could not get there in time. Okay, that is all of the bodies successfully looted. So, let's continue. Alright, level up. And we can now choose our Sub-Ranger subclass. Okay, so we can choose our subclass here. Okay, so our options are the Beastmaster, which is where you can get your animal companion. Gloomstalker, if you want to double down on being Batman. Like, if you want to double down on being Batman, we can be Gloomstalker. You foster an intelligent bond with a powerful beast that can aid you in and out of combat. Gloomstalker. Emerging like a horrible gift from the envelope of darkness and shadow, you ambush your prey and put down your foes before they even scream. And we get Dread Ambusher, which is useful because it gives us a bonus to initiative and actually lets us deal additional damage. It's Superior Dark Vision. Dread Ambusher Hide, so you can hide as a bonus action. And Umbral Shroud will wrap yourself in shadows to become invisible if you are obscured. That is actually really good. Now you also get the Disguise Self spell. Where Hunter, you get the Companion, which is very useful. Then you can get a Hunter. You seek the most dangerous prey in favor of you. From ancient dragons to massive hordes of undead, you excel at slaying them all. And you get the Hunter's Prey passive, which I don't remember what that does. And then there's Swarm Keeper. You have forged a deep connection to your natural surroundings and formed a special bond with a swarm of nature spirits. The swarm serves as a helpful companion and potent force in battle. And you get Gathered Swarm, and the swarm deals extra damage to creatures marked with your Hunter's Mark. You get Mage Hand, and you get Fairy Fire, which is useful. I am not happy that they did not put Fey Wanderer in here, because I love Fey Wanderer Ranger. But first off, let's actually pick a spell, because we actually don't have any previously. Like, Hunter's Mark is the obvious one. So I guess we'll take that. And Gathered Swarm lets you decide what your swarm is, which is really cool. So you can choose a legion of bees that can exist, and they all are. This is okay. So these actually do have different effects. That's actually interesting. You can deal additional piercing damage or teleport. Cloud of jellyfish. You can be surrounded by a spectral swarm of jellyfish that can deal lightning damage, because of course. Flurry of moths. You gain a swarm of moths that fight on your side. Once per round, the swarm can assist you in one of three ways. After you attack an enemy, it can attack and deal additional psychic damage and blind your enemy, or teleport you to a safer location. Which those are those options. Hunter has their own options. Gloomstalker and Beastmaster do not, but this does. With Hunter you can have Colossus Slayer. Once per turn, your weapon attacks deal an extra D8 damage if the target is below its hit point maximum, which is decent. Giant Killer. If a large or bigger creature attacks you, you can use your reaction to make a melee attack. And Horde Breaker, 2 creatures standing close to each other, attacking them in quick succession. And those are, your choice. But, okay, so we have 3 options here. So we can have an animal companion. We can double down on being Batman. We just double down on the Gloomstalker. We can be the Hunter and get the customizable experience. Or we can be Swarm Keeper and have a swarm of little nature spirits with us. And any of these 4 would fit her, so I'm not entirely sure which one I want to go with. So I am not sure which of these fits her. Like, if we want to double down on the Batman reference, we could go Gloomstalker. But the Swarm Keeper is also fun and has some versatility to it. Animal Companion, because that's sacred animal tradition, or Gloomstalker if you want a noble with underhanded skills. Okay, Beastmaster could be cool. Like, I don't know exactly how it works at present. Okay, gain a beast companion that accompanies to fight alongside you. Yeah, that and we'll decide from the available options. So let's go with that. And of course, we have the rest of the party to also level up, and everyone else gains their subclass. And these we don't actually. Okay, we actually can pick their subclasses. Okay, I did not know I had the option for that. So, Battlemaster. Okay, so you can get Arcane Archer, which lets you imbue your attacks with your arrows with magic, which unfortunately the game sucks. Like in the actual tabletop RPG. You can do Battlemaster, which is more about tactical superiority. Champion, which is the bare bones fighter. It's the fighterest of fighters, and then Eldritch Knight, which lets you use some spells. She defaults to Battlemaster, so I'm tempted to keep her Battlemaster. But we do have the options here. Disarming attack, always useful. Goading attack is kind of useful because she's the team tank at the moment. But maneuvering attack also is cool. Okay, so disarming attack does exactly what it sounds like. You can try to disarm an enemy. Commander Strike lets you make an ally. Distracting Strike gives advantage on your next attack roll, which that is honestly really useful. Evade attacks by imposing disadvantage on melee attacks of the round. That's honestly really good. Goading attack works for her because she's a tank. It basically gives them a disadvantage on anyone but her. So she's kind of our tank at the moment. Maneuvering attack, spend a superiority die on attack that deals additional 1d8 damage. And select a friendly creature. That's actually useful. Actually, menacing attack kind of fits her better, personality-wise. Oh wait, did Shadowheart not level up? Why did they not level up? Everyone's supposed to level up at the same time. That's
a long way from Waterdeep.
weird.
Have to keep going.
I think that's a glitch. Also, before I trigger the cutscene, what time is it? Okay, that's actually where we're going to end it. Actually, let me see. Where's my animal companion? Okay, so we can summon the spirit and whatever. We can have a bear, which can endure heavy attacks and draw the enemy's attention. So, so we can kind of have the companion be the help tank. Boar, summon a boar that can sweep through the battlefield and knock enemies with charge. Spider, we can have a giant spider. A dire raven, which can fly and blind companions. Or a wolf, which inflicts wounds. Actually, I'm going to actually go outside of the... Oh, actually right here should be safe. Honestly, I think Dire Raven sounds the coolest, and the blind thing is useful. I hate what they've done to animal companions and familiars in D&D. I understand it, but I also understand the dislike. For the purposes of this game, for the purposes of Baldur's Gate 3, it makes 100% sense to do it this way. Like, for the purposes of a video game, because having a player have to go and find a new animal every time it dies and all that, no one would choose that subclass for this game. I can understand in the game it being an... Sorry, I had to sneeze. I understand that being a problem, but in terms of just the game, I feel like this is a good way to make the game mechanic work. Because otherwise, I feel like no one will be choosing to play a Beastmaster because it just takes too long to get your companion back. And I understand that's the reason they changed in the video game, I mean in the RPG too. Because originally the 5e Ranger Beastmaster did work that way, where you had to find an animal to be your companion, and they got powered up. But they were gone for good if they died. I understand why that people didn't like that. Like, I feel if the animal companion was more powerful than they made it, people would accept the issue. And familiars in the original were really powerful. But regardless, right now we have a Dire Raven. That's going to be ours for the time being. We'll come up with... Okay, actually, no, they come automatically with the name Corvus. Okay, Rend Vision can blind things. Dash. Disengage. Dismiss Summon. Fly to target's position. And Hide. And I believe does not provoke opportunity attacks. So, I believe this thing does not provoke opportunity attacks. Praise Scent. Okay, it deals additional damage. So yeah, this little guy is now here to help us, and AC of 16, that's actually really good. So basically can help us out. But anyway, that's where we're going to end this. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye! I still don't have a catchphrase.